Bridget Bartlett here. Today I'm going to give you an overview of the HighLevel website builder. The HighLevel form builder, and share with you some new updates like adding products to your forms and creating an autoresponder without building an automation. So if you'd like to join our program as a new or a current member of HighLevel, you can check out all my bonuses at bridgetbartlett.com. So you can see here, basically, we just have a HighLevel form, right? But you can see now we have the ability to add a payment section in here. This is so cool. And I just wanted to give you a practical use case, like why is this important? Well, you can see here in this membership area, to receive this service, you need to have filled out the form. And before it was, you filled out the form and then it triggered the automations that would then send an invoice, and then the customer would pay the invoice, and then it would trigger another automation, which would then, follow up in what we do after the invoice, right? Now it just takes all of that away, and now they fill out the form, they make the payment, and then it automatically triggers what you do after. So that saves so many steps. That's so cool. So let me give you an overview of the HighLevel form builder, and I'm going to show you how to add that product there, and I'm also going to show you how you can set up that autoresponder. Okay, so first of all, this is where you want to access all of the forms. So the form is how you're going to get information into HighLevel, unless you're using some advanced techniques like API and different integrations and things like that, right? So we have our basic form builder. You can get to the form builder by going to sites and going into forms, and you'll see that we have the actual builder here. We have where we can actually analyze our submissions, and I'll go ahead and click here. You can see the total submissions per form, and you can even click in there and then see all of the specific people who have submitted that form. Okay, so super cool there. So that is submissions and analyze. So back to the form builder. You can see here that we can create folders, and we can also sort between our recent forms and then also a list form if you prefer that. Okay, and of course you can use the search function here to search for any forms that you're looking for. Once you get hundreds or thousands, that really becomes very useful. And of course, if you already have a form built, you can click the three dots here and you can edit the form, you can duplicate, you can share it, you can move it to a folder, you can upload the form to the templates, which is really cool. I have another training on that. And then also you can delete the form here. So if I wanted to create a new form, I just click here to add a form, and I can create one from scratch, or I can choose from a template. So you can see here, if you choose templates, there are tons and tons for you to choose from. Now, to keep it simple, I'm just going to start from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to start from scratch. And it opens up the form builder and gives me just this basic form. Now I'm going to make this really simple, and I'm just going to delete these things here. So we're just going to have first name, and I'm going to make that required. Okay, so you can see if you click in each of the fields, you'll see the label name, the placeholder. So this is the label name, that's the placeholder. And then you see a short label input here, and then the query key. The query key is an advanced thing. It's going to tell HighLevel, basically the system, what this field is, like what information is in this field. Okay, so there's really a lot of things that you can do if you understand the query keys to really customize your HighLevel CRM. So super cool. Okay, so that's what these settings are here. If you click inside of each field, and you can see if you click on the button, you'll have, you can change the button name here. You can make it bold, make it a headline, put a strike through. There's lots of different things that you can do to customize your button here. Now, if we click the back button here, you'll see, of course, we have the undo and then the redo function. And then if you click here, you'll see the styles and the options. So this is for the entire form. So do you want the inline form? Do you want to show labels? Do you want the full screen? And so on. You can customize the background and add shadows and change the text and all of these things here. Okay, you can even add a background image. You can add a header image. You can add your agency branding if you want to there. You can also choose from different themes that we have available inside the builder, and then you also have some different options if you want to rename your form. This is a really important part that a lot of people miss. When the form is submitted, if you do not want to set it in the funnel level, if you just want to set it at the form level, then you can do that here. So it defaults as a message. So if you're testing your forms and you keep seeing this message and you're like, why do I keep seeing this? You need to go into the form builder and then go into the options here, and then you want to change this, okay? If you want it to go to a different URL, all you need to do is click that, and then you can add the URL there, okay? Now, there's also, when you're attaching the form into your funnel, you can then change that there as well. But if you're just using the basic form on a website and you just want to make sure it always goes to the same place, you can definitely set that here. You can add your Facebook pixel. You can add the pixel events here, you know, like when they fill this out, what is that for? You can also make this a sticky contact. And I love this because, especially if your form is like on a second page, because it will actually pull in their contact info so they don't need to enter it again. That's really important if you're making, you know, if it's a payment that you're asking for. So you have the sticky contact, which will do that. And then also you can toggle this on to make a GDPR compliant font if you choose, and then also enable the time zones. Okay, so there's lots of things that you can do there. Now, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a lot of the updates here. All right, so we have the quick add functions here. So this is all of the basic functionalities like first, you know, full name, first name, last name, date of birth. If you want to create automations that will trigger based on, you know, like their birth date, like send them a happy birthday message, you want to definitely add that to your form. You also can add contact email and add your submit button, the address, and all of these things. You can add text and HTML and your CAPTCHA and the terms of service if you want to. And you can even create your own custom fields here if you have, you know, a customized question or something like that that you want to add, okay? So when you are adding your fields here, okay, now I told you there are there's 3 different updates here. So we have the conditional logic. Used to be that we could only use the conditional logic in surveys, but now you have the ability to add the conditional logic to your forms, okay? So based on their answer, do you want to redirect them to a URL, display message, a disqualified lead? So you could definitely, there's training in the knowledge base. If you go to help.gohighlevel.com, you can check all of this out there. I'm not going to go into that because I wanted to definitely show you, I want to have time to show you the payment option. Okay. So the next option here is the Autorespond. So if you want to, basically like a contact form on a website, right? They fill out all of the form and then you send the answers to their questions in that form, or what the info that they've submitted, you send them to, you know, maybe them or a team member or something like that. So you can actually just go here now where you see the notifications, and you can toggle this on, and it says receive an email when someone fills out your form. So you're going to create a subject line, and this is going to be for you or your team. So you may want to say form submitted on such and such website, or, you know, attention, new client alert, or whatever you want to say. You can also add the 2 emails. So this says custom fields are not used here. So you can add the 2 email there, and then you can also add the sender email. Okay. So if you want the autoresponder part here, this is what's going to be sent, right? So send an automated email to the person who submits the form. The email includes a copy of the information they entered in the form, okay? So then you can enter in that information there. So now what happens is when you have this turned on, they fill out the form, and then it will automatically be sent to the people that you have determined here to be sent the information to, okay? So that's really important because, again, we're eliminating a step in the workflows, okay? Of course, you could still build out your workflows and all of that if you want to, but just to make this really simple, we have added the autoresponder there. So I'm so excited about that. Now, the payment here. The payment section, let me go ahead and save this. The payment option is actually, you need to turn this on because it is in lab. So I'm going to go to settings now, and this is in the sub-account level. Okay, so if you have sub-account tools that are in labs, you need to go to the sub-account level to turn them on. If you have agency tools that are in labs, you need to go to the agency level and turn them on. So here we are in the sub-account level, and I'm in the settings in the labs tab, and you can see all of the new options that are available that we can toggle on and we can try out that are still in basically beta, right? So if we want to add payment in forms, we want to toggle that on so that we can start using it, okay? Now, I will tell you with any of these lab features, if you do notice a bug or something, I mean, they are in beta, okay? So the best way for you to submit a bug is to record what you're seeing and then come back here to labs and then click here to submit your feedback, because that information goes right to the specific team that is working on this function. And so that's definitely the best way to report those, okay, so that they can get them fixed. And then by the time we're out of beta in 35 days, all of those problems will be resolved, okay? So I will say though that I am using this live and it's working perfectly and I absolutely love it and it's super, super exciting. So once that's turned on, we're going to go back into our form here and you will see if I go to my elements, you'll see now I have the payment option. Okay, so I'm going to drag this element in here and you can see that I have my, you can see that now I have this element here basically on my form. So if I want to test this, okay, I need to make sure this is toggled off. Now it is in test mode, you can see here. And once it goes live, after I've tested it, then I can toggle that back on, okay, to make it live. But I want to make sure this is in test and I want to make sure that I'm testing it. Now it is through Stripe, right? That's what I have connected to this account. So if you're using the Stripe test payment method, you can do, you know, the card is going to be 424242. It's all 42s. You can choose any expiration date and any CVC number, and that will work for your testing, okay? So let's go ahead and I'm just going to leave this as is, right? We can add a payment label here. So you can see right now it just says payment. So I'm going to say product. Okay, so you can see where it updates there. And then we have the short label. So this is the short label. All right, so that's the information. This is the shirt label. Short label. That's usually what I do when I'm trying to learn a new tool. I'll just like, I want to know, well, if I put something in here, where is it going to show up? And so I'll put, this is the short label. That way, when I'm looking at the live version, I can see, oh, okay, this is where that short label info went. Just a little tip there. You can also make this required, of course, if you want to. And then you can actually suggest an amount, or you can toggle this off and then there are no suggestions, okay? You just have that product, right? So I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and just keep suggested amount on. That's fine with me. You could also just choose let's actually, we have suggested on, and you can see that we have the $4.99, $5.99, and so on. If I did want to change this, all I need to do is just delete these, and then I can add my own. So let's say $6.99. And let's say maybe $697. Okay, so you can see that. And then obviously you have the other option. If you don't want the other option, you just unclick that box and then that gets rid of that. Okay, so lots of customizations there, so super cool. I'm going to go ahead and toggle this off and let's check this because I actually didn't do this in my testing. So I wanted to see if I toggle this off, where is the product that I choose? Placeholder. So maybe if I typed in, let's say this is the, okay. So yeah, I don't really know. I think you might have to choose, don't you love when I just learn in public? I think you might have to choose the product. Let's do this, okay? Because I love to show you guys the troubleshooting things that we do. Okay, so I'm going to preview here and let's see what actually shows up. Okay, so it's not like a search box or anything. So I think you do have to at least choose one, at least for now. Okay, so like I said, it's in beta. It was literally just released a couple days ago. So it could be I just don't know, or it could be that we have to choose a suggested amount. Okay, so I'm just going to say, even if I just wanted like one suggested amount, I could just click here, don't choose any other amount. I could erase this and then I could choose $1 and enter. And then now I have my item there. Okay, so super simple. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. And of course, if you wanted to hide this footer that says secure and safe, you could do that there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to open this up. I'm going to click integrate. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the form. And let's just go ahead and test this. So I'm going to say Bridget. And let's just use this email address. I'm going to add a plus sign and do like test 46. And then we have our one product here. Now, I just want to make sure that this is in test, okay? So when you're in test, you do 42, 42, 42, 4, oops, 42, 42, 42. Let's add an expiration date, so we can just choose anything. I'm going to say 111, and then let's put our, now technically we should be doing this in an incognito window, but I'm going to go ahead and just put this through, and you'll see what it actually looks like. Okay, so maybe this account isn't live. Okay, so we're in test mode. Let's go back here. Let's see, I'll just troubleshoot with you. So, and I know that this works because I just did this, but every time when I go live. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and I want to test my form. I wanna see, what does it say on submission? So I'm gonna go back to my options. Okay, so it said open URL. That's probably my problem. I'm gonna go ahead and click thank you for taking the time. That way I know that the form was submitted and I need to practice what I preach. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab, actually, let me close this out. I'm going to go to integrate. Now that I've changed that, I'm going to go ahead and copy the form link. I'm going to go into my incognito window here. And now I want to enter some info in here. I'm going to just choose a random email address because I don't really need the email. I'm going to say $1 test and 424242. Okay, and then we have 1224. We're going to do 111, and let's add a zip code and button. And then we should see our message. There you go. Thank you for taking the time to complete the form. And now we should see, if we go into our transactions, we should see that transaction has taken place. So I'm going to go into payments and transactions. And you'll see here, Bridget Bartlett, Stripe, Form 4. And then you can see it says the dollar, but it also says test mode. Okay. So if I wanted to look into that, and do a refund, I could do that there as well. And what's really cool about this is if you did do a refund here, it does refund it through your Stripe account. Okay, so everything that you want to do with any of those payments are always through your HighLevel account, and the HighLevel account will update the Stripe account. Okay, so if I wanted to view this transaction now, I could click there, and then it will show the transaction details here. Okay, so super, super cool. We have the ability to do that now. Really exciting. Lots of cool updates. I will definitely have a full training on that conditional logic. There's some strategy that goes into there, so I didn't want to make this an hour-long training talking about all of that. But like I said, definitely go to help.gohighlevel.com and search conditional logic and forms. You will find some help docs there for you. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.